to more. Last week.
So Robert of Crossley.
So last week we were debating the Wii U launch.
Mhm.
You said it was Nintendo's best ever.
An outlandish statement,
It was quite outlandish.
which I kind of still stand by.
Right, but I think I managed to prove it wrong by just
The
mentioning...
people were against me,
The people were just a little bit... we put it to
proving
public
that
vote.
people don't know. No, I'm kidding. I've made enemies of my.
Yeah, why are you making enemies of your viewers?
I just give them the truth.
Right,
This is how I
okay.
feel.
Right, okay. Well, Truth to More said the Wii U launch was the best of all time in Nintendo's history, and I just said Mario 64 and Super Mario World, and that managed to convince most people.
The
that it
fanboys
wasn't.
swooned.
There's not the fanboy stuff. They were very good games. Anyway, that's in the past. So at the moment, in terms of the series of head-to-head, it's 1-1.
Yep.
So we have new discussion points in here in the head crab's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is going to pick one out, a random subject, and he's going to make a point based on that subject. And I have to play devil's advocate and basically disagree with that point. We're going to talk for 3 minutes, and you're going to vote who was right.
Kickstarter.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a statement.
Alright.
I
What
think
are you going with?
Kickstarter has
Please.
more potential to do harm than good.
Alright,
That is my
alright.
opinion.
3
honest
minutes.
opinion.
Starting now.
So my biggest problem with Kickstarter is that it opens the door for people who shouldn't create games or have no ability to create games. You know, it gives them a platform, and which is, I think, potentially dangerous. Some studios, like the current studio model, I feel is a good model. The projects that are unviable or commercially going to be unsuccessful are weeded out, whereas with Kickstarter, anyone with any idea can get
Right.
up there as long
Right,
as
I
they
see what you're
present
saying.
it well. For
Right.
example, I could create this, space sim with a lady Japanese lady that has got guns on her feet, and create the ultimate
Bayonetta.
fanboy. Exactly, create this hybrid ultimate fanboy. As long as I can.
Yeah. A
put
game that
together-
gives you money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or-
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I can make a good trailer
Yeah.
and put a few people who kind of look like they're doing pictures of them sitting like with coffee mugs, looking at computers and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That has people will give me money for it. They can.
Yeah.
They're in a position. It's set up so I can get money for that. Whether
But-
or not I can create that product is an entirely different matter.
So but your point is that it can do more harm than good.
Yeah.
And I actually agree with you that
Mhm.
it can do harm, and for the reasons that you say.
Right.
But I think the good outweighs the bad in
Right.
this situation. I think, as we've already seen, there are so many amazing ideas for games that have been funded on Kickstarter.
But
That-
they're drowned out by the sheer number
yeah.
of.
But that's like
Rubbish
anything.
ideas
But that's
that
always
are
going to
on
be
there.
the way. That's
But
always
it's-
going to be.
but the
If you
thing
go
is,
into a
it's
shop,
always
if you
gonna
go
be
into a
the
shop,
way. It's
you
always
know, you're
gonna be
gonna.
the way.
If
This is
you
the-
go into a shop, you're gonna find something that you like amid a load of shit. You know.
Right.
That's the
But
same
the
as
thing is,
Kickstarter.
the difference between that and this is the customer, the people haven't paid for it already.
Right.
With that, the money's come out of a publisher's pocket or a developer's own pocket.
Yeah.
With this, the people are giving the money to someone to create
Right,
something,
Yeah.
and they're believing that they can make it.
Right.
And in most cases, a lot of the time, those people are going to get shafted for it. And like, they're not going to get anything out of it.
I agree.
Some
I
stuff
agree.
just does not deserve to be brought back from the dead. Like,
Right.
I'm probably going to annoy some people, but Dizzy, for
Right.
example.
Let's not
I'm
mention.
sure that was a great game. Like, I have no nostalgia for that game.
Yeah.
I can probably, happily say, that game should not, forget it. Leave it. Just leave it.
Right.
It's from a bygone era. It doesn't need it. What are you going
Right.
to do? Another game about a rolling egg?
Right.
Just leave it.
Right. Okay. So more specifically about Kickstarter, though,
Mhm.
I understand why you think there's reservations about the system in place, but I will say this is that if you're a developer and you can't find funding,
Mhm.
but you need money to make a game,
Right.
then Kickstarter can be the only place where you can go for some people. And it's already, there's already a lot of great indie games out there that are being funded
Right.
on Kickstarter. And
I
I think we will see the fruits of Kickstarter in a few years' time.
I agree with that, but I think that the dangers heavily outweigh the benefits of it. There's so many things that just confuse me. What happens if a project fails halfway through? With Kickstarter, like
Yeah.
you are beholden ultimately to the people who have paid money up front for something.
Yeah.
And they can, in that situation, and it's within their rights, they can make demands that are just crazy. Like, if I decide I'm going to make a single player game, halfway through, the people are just like, make a multiplayer game. I've got no choice. They've paid the money. I have to make an attempt at multiplayer. I can't just turn around and be like, no, I'm not making multiplayer.
We're well in overtime. We're going to have to declare time on this.
Yeah.
You did way more talking than me, so if you win, it doesn't count. I'm joking.
Last week you begged for votes. This week you just...
Right. So we're going to put it to public vote again. If you agree with Timur that Kickstarter does more harm than good, vote for him, which you shouldn't. And if you disagree, vote for me.
With the begging.
Vote for me, which is correct. We'll discuss the results next week, and we'll see you then.